Did you just receive an unexpected deposit from the IRS? You're not alone. Thousands of Americans are waking up to find mysterious payments of $9,700 appearing in their bank accounts this week. But here's the shocking part: this isn't a scam. This is a legitimate IRS error that they've publicly acknowledged. And the most unbelievable part: they're not asking for the money back. I'm going to break down exactly what's happening with these double stimulus payments, who is eligible, why the Treasury Department made this unprecedented decision, and most importantly, what you need to do if you've received one of these payments or are still waiting for yours. Before we dive in, if you want to stay updated on financial news that could put thousands of dollars in your pocket, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This channel is dedicated to helping hardworking Americans navigate financial opportunities, especially in these unpredictable economic times. Now, let's get into the details of this extraordinary situation. What's happening? The IRS processing error explained. The financial world was thrown into confusion yesterday when reports began flooding social media about mysterious $9,700 deposits appearing in bank accounts nationwide. Initially dismissed as potential scams, these payments were quickly confirmed to be legitimate IRS transactions, the result of a massive processing error in their latest stimulus distribution system. According to internal documents that have now been made public, a critical software malfunction occurred during the batch processing of the most recent economic relief payments. This glitch caused approximately 340,000 approved stimulus payments to be duplicated, resulting in thousands of Americans receiving double their intended stimulus amount. The error specifically affected individuals and families who had qualified for the maximum stimulus amount and who had received their original payments through direct deposit between February 15 and February 22. The duplicate payments began appearing in accounts on February 28, creating a wave of confusion among recipients. The Treasury Department's unprecedented response. What makes this situation truly extraordinary is the Treasury Department's unprecedented response. In a press briefing held earlier today, Treasury Secretary Janet Anderson made the stunning announcement that due to the administrative burden of recovering these funds, and the current economic hardships faced by many Americans, the government has made the decision not to pursue the return of these duplicate payments. While they acknowledge this significant processing error, they have determined that the cost of recovery would exceed the benefit. Anderson stated furthermore that in recognition of the ongoing economic challenges many families are facing, these duplicate payments are being considered additional economic relief. Recipients will not be required to return these funds, nor will they face any tax penalties related to these payments. Who is receiving these double payments? The duplicate payments are specifically going to individuals and families who qualified for the full stimulus amount based on their income threshold from their most recent tax filing. Singles with adjusted gross incomes under $75,000 and married couples filing jointly with incomes under $150,000 who received the maximum payment. What if you haven't received a double payment yet? Should you expect one? That's where things get more complicated. According to IRS spokesperson Michael Reynolds, the error was isolated to specific processing batches, and they've since corrected the system malfunction. This means that if you haven't received a duplicate payment by March 5, you likely won't be receiving one. However, Reynolds also noted that there could be a small percentage of additional duplicate payments still working their way through the banking system. While they've identified and addressed the core issue, it is estimated that approximately 15,000 more duplicate payments may still be processing through the financial system and could appear in accounts over the next 3 to 5 business days. Is this money truly free to use with no strings attached? According to legal experts, the Treasury Department's official statement provides recipients with a high degree of protection. Professor Elizabeth Warren from Harvard Law School, who specializes in bankruptcy and financial regulations, explained that the Treasury's public declaration not to pursue recovery effectively prevents them from later changing their position. Once a government agency makes such a clear public statement about not seeking repayment, there are significant legal barriers to reversing that decision, Warren stated. This means recipients can generally use these funds without concern for future liability, especially given the explicit statement that no tax penalties will apply. The ethical consideration: should you keep it? Ultimately, this is a personal decision. However, many financial advisors are suggesting that recipients who don't need these funds consider donating a portion to local charities supporting those still struggling with economic hardship. This would add an extra layer of community support during these trying times. Is this truly happening or an elaborate hoax? The evidence is clear. This is a legitimate situation confirmed by multiple government agencies, including the Treasury Department, the IRS, and even the White House, all of which have acknowledged the error in official statements. Major news outlets like CNN, Fox News, and CNBC have covered the story with verification from government sources. What should you do if you've received one of these duplicate payments? Financial advisors recommend several prudent steps. 1. Document everything. Take screenshots of the deposit in your account. Save any communications you receive about the payment. 2. Be cautious about making immediate large purchases. Even though the Treasury has declared that the funds are yours to keep, financial experts recommend waiting at least 30 days before making any major financial decisions based on these unexpected funds. 3. Be aware of potential scams. The IRS has already issued warnings about fraudulent calls and emails from individuals claiming to be from the IRS or Treasury Department, asking for banking information. Government agencies will not call, text, or email you asking for personal financial information. Final thoughts: what this means for you. If you've received a duplicate stimulus payment of $9,700, you can keep and use these funds without concern for repayment or tax penalties, according to the Treasury Department. If you haven't received a duplicate payment but did receive the original stimulus, it's unlikely you'll be receiving a second one unless it arrives by March 5th. If you haven't received any stimulus payment and believe you qualify, use the IRS Get My Payment tool or contact their dedicated hotline at 1-800-900-1983 for further assistance. This extraordinary situation highlights both the strengths and vulnerabilities of our government financial systems. If you found this information helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on financial news that could affect your bottom line. Also, drop a comment below with your thoughts or questions. Have you received a duplicate payment, and what do you plan to do with these unexpected funds? I respond to comments personally and would love to hear your perspective.